So, just got a call from an acquaintance, and there's friends of his are cleaning out a storage locker of their late father's effects. So I'm going to go check that out, and yeah, they seem to want to sell some of it, so we'll see whether they've got any treasure. So stay tuned. So it's morning on Saturday, and I unloaded the van of the stuff I purchased last night, and that includes these two boxes, and they're all Manitoba history and area histories, some Saskatchewan area histories and Manitoba, as well as these two boxes of Manitoba and area histories. So, and these are all full of buttons and pins. I normally don't buy buttons unless there's something great in them, but price was okay, price was right. But I'll just bundle them up and sell them by the bag. I don't think there's going to be anything terribly special, but they were part of the pin lot, which is here. And normally I don't just buy lots of pins unless there's something unique in them. I think these are going to probably get bundled up as well in bags, and there'll be 20 or 30 pins for $5 kind of thing. But there might be a goodie or two in here. Who knows? There's seems to be a lot of just small towns and that sort of thing. There's some Lions Club ones, so there might be a goodie or two, but it's going to take some time to figure out what is worthwhile and what isn't. There's another Lions Club one. But anyway, so there's those. And picked up 4 other boxes of stuff, including a whack of license plates, a couple oil cans and such. And I'll do a bit of an unboxing for you later. There's another box of a few goodies, a box of tins and a co-op sign, some more tins, and a bunch of Watkins recipe books, some cufflinks, etc. So we'll do a bit of unboxing later perhaps, or I'll show you after they're cleaned and priced perhaps. Maybe that would be the better way to go. We'll see. Yeah, so made out quite well. Happy with the load. Nothing spectacular, unfortunately, but more inventory. Not like I need more inventory, but I've got it. So anyway, yeah, we'll show you in a while, or shortly. So far, the pins have been pretty boring. A few Lions Club, and a few interesting couple railway ones, and Girl Guides, and a hospital one. And a couple down there as well, with one Boy Scouts and Air Canada, and a few other, I think there's some curling club ones. Nothing spectacular, which is about what I expected. Seems to be a lot of small towns and municipality pins. Seems to be the majority of them. So I'm putting together bags of $5 grab bags, basically, out of a good hefty whack of pins in each. Hopefully worthwhile for somebody. And yeah, so that's what's going to happen to most of them. They'll go in a trays of grab bag stuff that I've got, my bargain bins that I'm going to put out at the shop, and also haul around to flea markets and that sort of thing when I do those. So that's what's happening with them. The buttons that you saw previously, probably the same thing. I'll bag them up and put them in $5 bags as well. Anyway, just a way to maximize the dollars and try to make a bit of money. So So we'll carry on with an unboxing of the other stuff as well. So here we go with an unboxing of some of this fresh inventory I just picked up. So, Watkins Vanilla Classic Recipes cookbooks. Another Watkins cookbook. And before I get into other cookbooks, 70s cufflinks and tie pin. Some 50s or 60s tie clip and cufflinks. And these are, I don't remember even putting these in, so I think they put them in. These appear to be bone cufflinks, made in the Northwest Territories by Tosh, whoever Tosh is. So I'll do a Google search and see if they're anything significant, but I don't think they will be, but they could be. And cookbooks galore. We've got a blue edition of the Watkins cookbook, green edition of the Watkins cookbook, another blue edition of the Watkins cookbook, and a well-worn, well-loved green edition. And this is a blue edition as well, but has dust cover right there, whoop, right there, and an orange edition. They're different. I don't know if these have any value anymore. They would have at one time on eBay, but I don't know. Having this many of them, I kind of doubt that there's going to be extreme value there by any stretch. But I thought, well, I might as well pick them up. So it's another one. And another one in dust jacket. And another one. Different dust jacket. Oh, and this is a different one. The Watkins Salad Book. Kind of different. Anyway, so on to the next box. So we'll tear into this box. A little tip for you, when you're needing a rag and are going to be wiping stuff down, take a sleeve of an old shirt, of an old cotton shirt, which is what this is, and just bunch it up at the end, and you have kind of a glove to wipe down your tins and stuff with. Anyway, what's in here is tins. These are pretty far gone. They're Eaton Company tins. I don't know if you can tell there at all, but yeah. Anyway, they're a big store tin, not in the best of shape, but I had to rescue them, so I did. Probably should have left them behind, but anyway, so here's one of them. Here's the second one. This one's in better condition on three sides anyway. So you can legibly, can almost see the writing. On that one, T. Eaton Company, Toronto and Winnipeg. Winnipeg was their flagship store from what I understand. And we've got a Bat tobacco tin. Bat chewing tobacco always makes a hit. And we've got a gin kidney pills bottle. A bit rough there too. This would have been a valuable tin, but unfortunately it is just too far gone to have a decent value right now. But it's a long Tom tobacco right there. It had a black figure on it right there. I don't know if you can see him there, but you can see him on the other side. But unfortunately it's just in such poor condition that it's not going to be priced very high at all. And we've got another tobacco. Lunch, kind of a lunch pail sort of thing. And there we go. And this one's Patterson's Seal cut plug. And oh, excuse me, sucking in some dust. And a bunch of junk in the bottom that'll go. Most of it will go in the scrap pile probably, except for the razor. Got a nice little Gillette there. And what else? We got that's a picture hook for a picture rail. That's what that is. And anything else of value in here? Got some copper wire. And that's about it. Looks like the rest will just get put into the scrap pile. So anyway, but kind of a neat little can, but she's also pretty rough. But a good starter level. And oh, looks like I ended up with some other ones. Oh, and this is a CNR. I think CNR locomotive oil or kerosene can. I think probably kerosene or oil, I'm not sure. CNR, probably Canadian National Railways or Canadian Northern Railways, one or the other. Kind of a neat little can. She's pretty rusty, but I think she'll clean up alright. Looks like she'll clean up pretty easily. Just a wipe down. I don't think I'll bother too much with the rust. Ooh, I'm getting my cufflinks all dirty. Shoot. Anyway, yeah, you can see it all. It's all hand soldered and such. So it's steam era locomotive. So kind of neat. Probably the best piece out of it all, but still nothing fantastic. Maybe $45, and it won't be a quick sale either. And what else we got? I inherited a co-op oil can. I didn't particularly choose that, but it was included. I've got a transitional Texaco, Aveline, and Blue Ribbon baking powder. We've got an Empress peanut butter tin. And we've got a Skinner's. That's probably Skinner's of Winnipeg, so I picked that up for a friend of mine that I'm just going to give him. And Blue Ribbon spice. Serve You spice made by Gene McLean Company. Right there. But unfortunately the other side is a little bit rough. Nabob cloves. Again, the other side's a bit rough. So apparently he had this stuff in his shop. This stuff is actually from an estate. It was all in storage in a storage locker, and they were sorting through it and had to go back to Alberta and didn't want to take all this sort of stuff with them. So that's how I ended up with it. I ended up purchasing it, rescuing The modern tin that can go in the trash. And a big tea eating company. This one's a little different. It says our Winnipeg store. Why don't we take this box out of here? Yeah, here we go. It says our Winnipeg store. And, well, pretty much the same as the other ones, I guess. But not in the best of shape, unfortunately, sadly. But be good for a beginner or decoration. Yeah, so be on to another box. So I'm going to show you some of the books that I got just to take a break from unboxing. So if you like Manitoba history or history in general, it's Saskatchewan history, then yeah, you want to watch the series of books that we go through. There's a whole, like I said, whole ton, 4 boxes of books. So I'm not going to go through all of them right away. Just this little stack here, a little stack that we'll quickly go through. First one is No End of Grief, Indian Residential Schools in Canada. And let's see, The One Room School in Canada. Beyond Reason, which was a criminal case in Virden, Manitoba, where a Mountie was killed. Strength and Solidarity, Labour Council at 50 in Brandon, Manitoba. Ghost Towns of Manitoba, right there. A good book. Raw Prairie to Grain Elevators, basically an area history on Duff, Saskatchewan. And Grey Owl, coil-bound book put out by the Government of Canada. The Little White Schoolhouse by John C. Cherrick. Memoirs of Cypress School Division, number 175, 1882 to 1982. History of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. St. Madeleine, Community Without a Town, the Métis Elders in Interview. People, Places, Contemporary Saskatchewan Place Names. Joe Phelps, A Steam Engine in Pants. Whatever. I'm not sure what that one's about. This one's uncommon but desirable. Pioneer Settlers, Ukrainians in the Dauphin area by Michael Ewanchuk. And Removing the Hutterite Kerchief. The Hutterites, A Study in Prejudice by David Flint. Boy Scouts, With a Way to the Stars. The Troop Scouter's Handbook, another Boy Scouts. And Scouting for Boys, another Boy Scouts. And this one, Trail Tales of Western Canada. And this one's signed, it was by F.A. Robinson and is signed by F.A. Robinson and his wife, apparently, Maud R. Robinson. So, Pembina Manitou 100th Anniversary and Reunion. And Helgi Einerson, a Manitoba fisherman. Footprints in Chalk Dust on Cardale, Roselawn, and Ravens Glen schools. Dangerous Patriots, Canada's Unknown Prisoners of War. Was prior to the Japanese being interned, and these were undesirable, supposedly, or people labeled undesirable by the Canadian government at the time. Kind of a disgrace, but anyway, we'll head on. Won't get into the politics of it. March of the Mounties. Mighty Men of the Forest. And one by another local author, Chris Rutowski out of Winnipeg. Unnatural History, True Manitoba Mysteries, UFOs, Abductions, Crop Circles, Hauntings, Sasquatches. So if you're into that sort of stuff, we've got I've got more, I think, by Chris Rutowski as well. Anyway, that's it for the moment. We'll do an unboxing next, just to show you what more items we picked up. So we'll do some more unboxing here of some of the recent finds. Got a BD battery test meter with its original little box. Box is pretty rough, but meter's pretty nice shape. Needs to be cleaned, but wire's broken there. But and lunch pail right there, nice old one, kind of a barn shape. And the barn lantern, I've got shades for these, so I'll throw a shade in it shortly. Got another barn lantern right there. This one's by Frohand, and it's a number 277, so a little different than most of the barn lanterns you see. It's a German one, a little bit kind of sturdier. Usually you see beacon ones. So let's see, and a red rose tea tin right there. They came blank, but just so you could save them for decorative purposes or reuse or as a sewing basket. And last but not least, a Bakelite Valet Auto Strop razor. Bakelite case. Got a nice little holder there. Got several razors in the bottom, or blades in the bottom. So it says press here, press and lift. There we go. And yeah, it's got several blades in the bottom there. Kind of cool. So next box. I've got a co-op member sign, blank one. There. Kind of nice to get a tin sign once in a while. It's not that exciting, but it's a sign. And Mackey's Shortbread Edinburgh. Kind of a nice tin, pretty plain on the edges, but displays well on the top anyway. So that's kind of cool. And a Watkins duster right there. We've had a couple of these in the past. And another Watkins sprayer right there. So if you're into Watkins stuff, we've got a bunch of Watkins stuff right now. And we've got a photographic plate. These make nice little frames. This one's filthy, of course, because it's just freshly picked, like all this stuff. And shoe last. Get it out of here. Quite a heavy one, heavy base, but for fixing your shoes. Made by the USMC, which is the United States Metal Company. Not the United States Marine Corps, as some people think. And got a hockey puck. It's unfortunate the box is so oily, but would have been a cool item. And then what we have is tons of horseshoes. So we've got horseshoes now, all different kinds. There's one that takes the horseshoe caulks, they screw into here to give the horse extra grip. And regular horseshoes, trotting horseshoes, I guess these are. Something like that. Oh, can't hold them upside down, right? Get bad luck that way. Yeah, and this is kind of a cool shoe as well. I'm not sure what kind of shoe that is, but kind of neat. Anyway, that's it for unboxing of that stuff, but we will have more books to show you from this lot as well, so stay tuned. So we'll go quickly through some of the books. This is the Boys of A. Morton area history called Beckoning Hills Revisited. And this is a family history of the Doms. I know it sounds kind of funny, the Doms, but it's DOMS or DOMES or DOHMS. So if you're part of that family, you might want to acquire this book. It's a scarce volume, so you might not see it again. One for Neudorf, Saskatchewan. Celebrates 100 years, 1905 to 2005. I've also got the previous one. That is, it's 1882 to 1980. That's Neudorf, Saskatchewan. I've got 2 copies of it temporarily. And Dauphin Valley spans the years. And Sanford Ferndale. That's Sanford, Manitoba. I've got one I pulled out of my own collection here that I'm liquidating. The Magical Mysteries of Lake of the Woods. And we've got Furrows in the Valley, which is the rural municipality of Morris, Manitoba. Please ignore my dirty floor, by the way. Looking back at Lookout, that's Lookout School. I'm not sure if that's Lookout, Saskatchewan or not, but anyway, it's Lookout School. Ducks and Men, 40 Years of Cooperation and Conservation, that's Ducks Unlimited publication. Tracks of Time, that's the Glenella and Districts area history. It's in Glenella, Manitoba. And Pages from the Past, History of Lemberg and District. And I think that's Saskatchewan, I believe, Lemberg. Let me just quickly check. And resettlement request. Yep. Lemberg and History, Lemberg, Saskatchewan. And we've got one from Zora, Saskatchewan, just to Grace Lutheran Church, and History of God's Grace Lutheran Church, Zora, Saskatchewan as well. Riding Mountain yesterday and today. That's Riding Mountain, Manitoba. Griswold, Manitoba, Bridging the Years. That's a scarce edition. Pioneers in Progress along the Clear Creek, history of the Clear Creek and Lake Audie School District. Let Us Rise, an illustrated history of Manitoba, the Manitoba labor movement. And we've got 3 editions of Vantage Points. Stories from the Turtle Mountain Métis Elders in Manitoba's southwest corner. And the volume, that was volume 2. Volume 1 is a collection of stories from southwest Manitoba. And volume 4. So I must be missing volume 3. So Making the Landscape Their Own. I'm going to have to check my own collection to see if I've got all 3 of the, or all 4 of those. Anyway, and then we have, let's put those aside. The Story of Manitoba's Weekly Newspapers. So if you're into history of newspapers, there you go. And Nellie McClung Recalled to Life. Just a pamphlet on her. She was a Manitoba author. I Remember When, Star City, Saskatchewan. And A Camp Wanna Come Back. History. Just a little thin one, but not a very common edition. Pemina Country and Land of Promise. That's a earlier publication. It's all typed, and the Pemina Basin area. And Christ Lutheran Church, Langenberg, Saskatchewan, from 1907 to 2007. And yeah. Well, hang on a second and I'll get back to it. Next is a booklet from Ebenezer Saskatchewan. And then Kelwood, Manitoba. Kelwood bridges the years. A salute, and then a salute to Manitoba 4-H. And then we've got one from Lang, Saskatchewan, Lang Syne. And we've got an edition of The Greatest Manitobans. They made a better province and a better world, and published by the Free Press. And we've got one from Yellowhead, the Yellowhead Trail. So that's the Yellowhead Highway, or what was the Yellowhead Trail is now technically the Yellowhead Highway. That'll have areas beyond the Yellowhead Highway, because I believe the Yellowhead Trail isn't the exact location of the Yellowhead Highway. I think it's Carlton Trail, Yellowhead Route, right there. It's a different pathway. So if you want to learn about the Yellowhead Trail, there you go. And then one on the Burroughs Lumber Company. I've got two editions of this one, Company Ahead of Its Time. I've got one that's signed, I think, as well. And then they stopped at a good place, a history of the Beausejour, Brokenhead, Garson, and Tyndall area of Manitoba. So that's some of them, and we have some more to go. So we're starting this batch with a place called Peniel, and that's from Winkler, Manitoba, the Winkler Bible Institute. Next, we've got Drawing the Line, and it's the RCMP. Well, it was a 1991 trail ride that followed the Boundary Commission Trail of 1873. And that was the westward trek of the Northwest Mounted Police in 1874. And linking today's equipment of the old trail and local history. History of Blanchard Municipality. And we've got also Deloraine, Manitoba, Brandon, Manitoba, Prospect City. I've got a couple editions of it. Trails and Crossroads to Killarney. That's Killarney, Manitoba. I picked up an area history of Oak Lake, an area here, Ox Trails to Blacktop. So if you want a copy of that, grab it quick, because they tend to sell fairly quick, in being that I'm in Oak Lake. And on the sunny slopes of the Riding Mountains, that's the area history of Rossburn District. I've got volume 1 and volume 2, which normally you get one volume or the other, but I've got a match pair. Yellowgrass, our prairie community. That's Yellowgrass, Saskatchewan, which was Yellowgrass, Assiniboia, Northwest Territories at one time, as you can see. And Cherished Memories of Silver Willow. That'll be the school, Silver Willow. Pioneer Profiles, Ukrainian Settlers in Manitoba. I've got several Ukrainian books at this point, Ukrainian history books. Probably 3 or 4, I think, now. It Happened in Manitoba, Stories of the Red River Province. Ghost Towns of Manitoba. That's the old edition. There's a newer edition out as well. I think I may have a copy of it somewhere here. Calling the Prairies Home. Origins, Attitudes, Quirks, and Curiosities by Mike O'Brien. Spruce, Swamp, and Stone, History of Pioneer Ukrainian Settlements in the Gimli area. Let's see, The Trail of 42, that's History of the Alaska Highway. And it's a pictorial history, so those of you who don't like to read, there's mainly pictures. And Weird Places in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. So a lot of different attractions and such in Saskatchewan and Manitoba. That There Be Peace, Mennonites in Canada and World War II. That's a history on that. Lives in the Public Service, history of the Manitoba Government Employees Union. And Mobile, American River City. So I assume that's Mobile, Alabama. Just double check. And let's see. I'm assuming so. Yeah, probably Mobile, Alabama. And People of the Interlake. So it's a Manitoba area as well. It's an interesting book as well. And yeah, that's it for books. I think I've gone through all of the books now that I picked up and that are available for sale. That is, I did pull about 4 or 5 for my own collection, but they may be available too at some point. So anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Happy picking and safe picking, folks. Keep watching our videos if you are enjoying them. Hit the like and subscribe buttons as well as the bell. The bell, choose the all option, because that way you get all the notifications for the videos. Alright, and in the future we'll have more picking videos and unboxing videos related to those picking videos. As soon as I get a GoPro, then I'll be able to do some point of view videos when I'm out picking, and I hope to do some of those. So we'll see. Alright, thanks folks, and take care. Contest time once again, and in this case we've got a little aluminum comb, and they call these a knit comb for combing the lice out of your kids' heads. But they're, I think these ones date to the 20s or 30s, something like that. So time period, it's kind of cool. No, it doesn't come with nits or lice. It's clean, or clean enough anyway. No nits or lice. I don't know about 100% clean, but it's kind of cool still. Just a neat little aluminum comb. So we'll put that in. Happy picking, safe picking. Take care.